You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Business Access TV is going off-road for the True Juice Cross Country 5K. Now, this one-of-a-kind event takes place on the beautiful Tradewind Citrus Farm here in Bogwalk, St. Catherine, and is expected to be a day filled with fun and excitement. I'm Jamila Maitland. Stay with us for the highlights.
Well, last year we had about 1850, so we're trying to go up by about 20%. We've gone up by about 45%. We had over 2,600 participants today, so I'm very, very proud of the team, the marketing team, and what they've done to get out the crowd. And the beneficiary is going to be the Linstead Hospital. We're very, very pleased with the turnout. Apart from the bigger numbers, it's a similar course. It's a cross-country course through the orchards, a 5K run followed by a walk, and then we have a 20K cycle ride, which is also through the orchards, which I did and enjoyed myself tremendously. It's the only cross-country event, so you're going through the lovely, cool orchards of True Juice in Fogwalk, not Bogwalk. It was nice and foggy this morning. And it's just one of a kind, so rather than running through the streets of Kingston, we're running everybody through the hills and valleys of the True Juice orchards. I'm overwhelmed. I'm very thankful for the huge turnout. I'm really hoping everybody enjoys themselves. It's hard to cater for 2,600 people, but we tried our best to make sure our parking was in order, that we had refreshments for everybody. Our sponsors have come out and are helping to feed everybody. Purity, Nature's Valley, Excelsior, and Wisynco with their line of products, water, Powerade. They've come out and helped to complement what True Juice has to offer. So True Juice is the main sponsor as a host, but we've gotten a lot of support from other sponsors to make this possible. This is our 6th year, and it keeps growing every year, but every year we go up by 10 or 15%, but this year it was a quantum leap, 40-odd% increase, and we're overwhelmed and appreciative of the support. We've been doing it for a while now, and I think it's important for companies to reach out to their immediate community. So Bogwalk Linstead doesn't have a lot of large corporations, so we're one of the largest in the area. So I think it's very important for us to do events in our community and benefit our community. So that's why we chose the Linstead Hospital, because that is the main hospital, not just for the area, but for people driving through. So if you're driving from Kingston to Ocho Rios and unfortunately have an accident or you get sick along the way, the Linstead Hospital is your first port of call, and it's been improved, and we don't want to see at Linstead Hospital, but if you get there, you'll be well taken care of because it's under great improvement. Don't miss it next year, and it's still not too late to donate. So we'll take donations for the Linstead Hospital, but don't miss it next year. It's a great, also corporate event. Bring out team members from your company, spend the day. Yes, we have offerings here, but if you come and have a picnic out here after, swim in the river, it's a great team building, bonding place, and everyone is welcome.
This is my first time, and I think the run was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't hot. The day was very overcast, and I mean, going over the hills and the valleys was great. I think it was well put together. Some persons had difficulties because the terrain was a little bit wet, but overall it was cool and a very good run.
So the race today was enjoyable, but challenging. Enjoyable because of just the picturesque of the course. The orange grove, the mist this morning was very cool, but challenging because there are many hills and valleys and slippery slopes. So, but beyond that, it's a great event. The turnout is phenomenal. A lot of people here, more than last year. I ran last year also. I suspect the corporate challenge that Jamaica Moves has been sponsoring has brought a lot of corporate employees. So I would say this is like almost twice what we saw last year, which is very positive. From a health perspective, it's good. As you know, we promote physical activity as part of our health and wellness activities. So to see people out walking, riding, running is just a positive message for all. Because you want healthy lives, families, memories, more moments, more life, which is what we say in Jamaica Moves. It's good from a productivity perspective, people more productive at work because they're less downtime from sickness. It generates economic activity, as you can see, many people here. The race is for a worthy cause, Linstead Hospital. So I am yet to identify one negative with the event. We have to get people to understand that their health is primarily their responsibility. And you must take your health in your own hands, and you must do what is necessary. It's all well and good to talk about hospitals, but you really don't want to get to the hospital. And this is one of the things that will help to prevent that.
This is our fourth year benefiting from the proceeds from the True Juice 5K. And I can tell you, this year's proceeds will go towards purchasing at least one warmer for our infants. This is very important, you know, because a warmer help an infant that has just been born. This preserve life. And we have to transfer babies from time to time to Spanish Town Hospital. And some babies born in such a condition that they need a warmer, and this warmer will help to preserve life. You need new equipment and you need to replace those that have gone bad. We need areas to be refurbished. Right now, Linstead Hospital is on a developmental phase, and there are so many areas that we'd want to develop, but we need the funding. And it's good when we have corporate Jamaica coming together with us to assist us in getting some of these needs filled. The proceeds last year was in aid of purchasing an hydrocollator, and that was for our new physiotherapy department. It assisted us in purchasing a dressing chair, and this dressing chair helped us in assisting patients better in caring for their wounds. I can tell you, the Tradewin family is now the Linstead family. And I crave corporate Jamaica to come in, especially corporate Linstead. This area, we have quite a number of industries, organizations, and so forth. So I would love them to look at what Tradewin is doing and participate. Come in. You don't have to be as big as what they are doing. If you can go bigger, no problem. But as small as what you can, come in and assist Linstead, because at some time, it's either your staff or your family will have to use Linstead Hospital.
Third place, Shanice Gordon, UCT Steppers, 25.33. So that's Shanice Gordon, UCT Steppers, 25.33. Second is Elizabeth Munden. And the winner for the run, 5K run, True Juice Cross Country, Laurie Sharp, Tradewin Citrus. And the winner for the 5K run, Garfield Gordon, UCT Steppers. Kenesia McDonald, NCU. And the winner for the True Juice Cross Country 5K walk is Anna K. Swaby, Shizzle Fit. Now we go to the men. Ashia Morgan, Shizzle Fit third, 32.26. Make your way on stage. Then second is Gladstone Johnson, NCU. And the winner is Dowell Allen, NCU 91 FM. Please make your way to the stage. For the teams, a third place trophy goes to Rainforest Seafoods, Tradewin Citrus, and the winning team is UCT Steppers. So Sophia Manning, you are second in the female cycle race. And the winner now is Elizabeth Monda. Receiving her trophy, she will also receive a gift basket courtesy of True Juice. Let us go to the men. Third place for the men, David Osborne. And second place is Fraser McConnell. And the winner for the 20K cycle, Bobby Barnes. So we're down to the final set of presentations for those who participated, the female who participated in the run and the cycle, and the male who participated in the run and the cycle. For the female, Elizabeth Mondon. So for the men, Carlisle Russell, Rainforest Seafoods.
Home is where all the sweetness, silliness, and beauty of life happens. Discover your style and express yourself with furniture from the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Visit any of our 2 locations at Ligony Kingston or Fairview Montego Bay. Find the most exquisite range of furniture in varying styles to suit your needs. So tell your story with elegant and affordable lounge, bedroom, dining pieces, and more from the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Here at Ashley, this is home.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 crawl spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you. BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but 4 walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
So it was definitely a good feeling to win this True Juice 5K run walk, and I'm happy that my contribution will help the Linstead Hospital, so I'm very happy with that, and I would definitely encourage persons to compete in this race because not only do the proceeds go to a worthy cause, but it also allows you to stay fit and be a part of a nice running community, and you definitely have fun.
I feel very proud of myself that all my hard work and my working out has paid off, so it feels very good. How I feel about the proceeds, it's one of my main reasons why I enter the walks. I think it's going to a worthy cause, so I don't mind doing it, I don't mind participating in it for a worthy cause. I would tell persons who want to participate in an event like this, any 5K walk or any event, it's going to a worthy cause, it's worth a try. Go, do your best, because your only limit is you.
It was a great feeling, you know. The race was very challenging, but I did my best. Going into a race, I always want to come first, so I give my 100 tour a worthy cause. We are all for it, and we'll always come out and support True Juice. So.
It's an excellent feeling to become the winner again, because I won it last year, but I think I have a better time this year. My aim going into the race was just to pace myself, really, because I know I don't have much competition, just to keep the splits equally. It's an excellent feeling, you know, knowing that I'm able to help somebody.
It's a good moment now, good feelings, you know, sir. I never know that I could place in a second. 2 years ago I come third, and I come second this year. My aim is to really try finish the top in the Jamaica Move Challenge. You know, all of these charity movements, I take part in them, just run for a passion. So it's a good look, good move. I love what everybody is doing, the True Juice body, the Jamaica Move, every one of them, the sponsors them, they support all of these charity movements and elevate these hospitals around Jamaica.
It's very important
important because it puts us out there. Yes, you know the Jamaica Biscuit Company because we have been around for 107 years. But being that we have new products coming out, it's very important for us to let people know that we are still here. They are actually very happy that we are here because they have been hearing about our new product, which is YOLO, but they haven't been able to sample it. So now that we are here and we are giving them samples, we're actually getting good feedback from them because they gravitated well to our products. Also, we have a new sweet tea. It's not actually new, but the packaging is new. We have brought it down to bite size, so it's easy for us to travel, wait, and so on. Persons are really gravitating to it because it can be put in your lunch kit, can be put in your handbag as a snack, and it's easy to carry. It's important that we came on board since these proceeds are going to be funded to the hospital, because anywhere that we can help out, especially with health, it's very important to give back. I would tell other corporate sponsors to get on board with this for next year because it's actually a good idea for you to be a part of this type of audience.
Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right.
As all of us in Jamaica move to a healthier society, we want to encourage our team members at Wisynco and the public and here at Tradewinds to come out and, you know, move around, walk, run, or cycle. And this course at Tradewinds is one of the most pristine courses, I think, in the whole entire Jamaica Moves Challenge. When I see the crowd here, and you know, I've been to a couple of the other challenges, and when you look down, when the fog rises and you see the crowd gathered together in their yellow shirts, green shirts, orange and red shirts, you automatically get goosebumps. There's no question about it because you realize that, you know, we are all a people. And that's what Jamaicans always do. We come together. This course is very different from many other riding courses because it's not just asphalt. In fact, there's no asphalt that you ride on. You ride on grass, you ride on sand and marl roads, in and out of the orchards. You have to be, I'm not that experienced riding on courses like this because I'm not used to the asphalt, but I know like the Tradewinds crew, they're very used to the marl, the cutting corner. You have young Fraser McConnell, who I understand came second. He drinks a lot of Ionade, so that's probably why he came second. But these guys that are out here, they're used to the fast course down the hills where I'm a little bit more tentative. But great, fantastic event and course. I think for the proceeds from this, to go towards a good cause like the Linstead Hospital, it's really, you know, a gift for all of us to be able to come together as Jamaicans. And this is what I love about our country, Jamaica. Whenever there's a need or a cause, we all rally together to overcome that challenge. And the proceeds from this event, I hope that, you know, the next little child that gets saved, all of us can hear about it and know that we were a part of it, because this is what our calling in life is, to help others and help our nation together.
I want all of you. Give me every yes. For all we know, we might not get tomorrow. Let's do it.
We hosted the walk, 5K walk, 5K run, and a 20K cyclist. It's been challenging for some, that's what I heard. Some it is easy because this is actually our 6th staging, and we tend to see a lot of repeating patrons and participants. Our marketing team that consists of our head of marketing, Marshall Lumley, brand manager, Lauren Mahfood, and marketing coordinator, Kerisha Ferguson. Also and myself, we work tremendously. Last night we were here until this morning we were here until after 1. So just to pull up something of this magnitude. We actually go above our target. Last year we had close to 2,000 across the finish line. This year we exceeded that. We had 2,500. And also the riders has been growing tremendously, 50% more. I want to highlight the sponsors who came on board to support us, because without them, you know, the event would not have been this successful. We believe in love and we believe in giving back. And for corporate Jamaica to come and put together and make our medical facility more conducive, it means a lot to our consumers. and the consumer will really appreciate it.
For today's event, there was a lot of planning put forward to it. Like, we knew from years ago that we were doing this. We've been doing it. This is the 6th year, so it's really exciting. And for me, I am grateful and thankful for all the support we've gotten. I only started working at Tradewinds in October 2017, so this is my first 5K as like leading it, but I participated in a few others previous to this. So I mean, I'm truly thankful. I just want to say big up Jamaica, big up everybody that supported, because without you this would not be possible, and I am truly grateful. This terrain is beyond unique because most of 5Ks in Jamaica are on the road. This one is actually through the True Juice Orchard, so you're going past orange trees, coconut trees. It's just a different vibe. You see the river flowing, the fog rising. It's so beautiful, so refreshing, and I'm so thankful to be a part of this event. True Juice always believes in giving back to Jamaica, giving back to its society, and here in Bog Walk we've been giving our proceeds to Linstead Hospital since 2015, and this year we're doing it again. And the area deemed most critical by the Linstead Hospital team was infant warmers for their maternity ward. So we're trying to get them at least 2. One infant warmer is 600,000, so if we could get them 2, that would be truly amazing. I just want to encourage corporate Jamaica. Like, we need to develop Jamaica. We need to encourage people to support what we have, because we're truly a special nation, and I believe that everybody should come out, donate what they have. If they weren't able to participate today, I want them to donate to our account that we've done for the very first time this year. So they can follow True Juice to get the account number on Instagram, and just donate if you weren't able to run, walk or cycle. We are grateful for anything. You missed a event, a true 100 event, but we encourage you to come out. Next year we'll be hosting it again, so just keep updated, keep updated with what we are posting, and come out.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Tune in this Friday for Chill Spot, where we'll be featuring Cherie Martin, Senior Vice President of Energy Delivery at JPS.
I believe we all have both sides to us in terms of masculine energy, feminine energy. When the two come together, it's a beautiful harmony, it's a beautiful balance. And as individuals, we really should strive to nurture both.
Of planning, but I think what's good is that we have a good team working with. It's not a lot of us, but we leverage our media partners, we leverage our agencies, and everybody come together to help us to make sure that everything is in place and ready for True Juice 5K on Sunday morning. I think that what's been exceptionally this year is that we have had a lot of media sponsors, and the media has really come on board and worked with us to put the word out, drive awareness, and really tell people that True Juice 5K is one of a kind. There is no other like it. Just the experience that True Juice 5K deliver, nobody else can, and it's a one of its kind. So us being able to actually tell people about that this year in a much bigger way, I think that helped us to be successful. And I think it's at this point that we really say too, thanks to all our partners. We have water, we Cinco, we have Powerade, we have Nature Valley, Excelsior, Purity, and you know, Jamaica Biscuit Company, we said that already, but Rainforest Seafood give us some of the food for VIP and elsewhere as well. Jamaica Boilers gave us some meat as well, and we couldn't do it unless we had people who are supportive and want to connect with the patrons or the participants to help us make it successful. Last year we had a little under 2,000 participating, so in my mind I felt like if we had anything over 2,000 we'd be great. If we had anything over 2,500 that would be exceptional, and we have passed 2,500. So we're really pleased, we're blessed. We appreciate the fact that people really took the time out this morning to come and run, walk and cycle with us and help us make this successful, so that we should be able to give Linstead Hospital much more than we did last year. What makes it unique and different, it's not a city run. It's not on the roadway, and the city runs are great, and the runs on the roadway are great, and that's why we wanted to do something different. We could have gone to Kingston and run, and we could have run on the road in Bog Walk as well, but we thought we have this beautiful property. It's a couple thousand acres, so we have room to do 5K within the orchards, and we thought what a great experience that would be, and it has been for 6 years now. So we have a route for the cyclists, and we have a route for the run walk, because we have the space to do it. The terrain is different. It's actually through passing the orange trees, and we have a few coconut trees too, so you pass those as well. And it's just simply orchard, grass. And what was really awesome this year, I think, the sun wasn't out at all for the run walk. It was not out, it was simply fog, so it was beautiful. You weren't worrying about the sun heat at all. So we can offer that as well. In Kingston, you will have the sun heat. There is no fog. So that's also different, but it was really an awesome experience, and I'm proud to say I did it, so I'm talking from experience. It's very important for True Juice to have an event like this. As a company, as a brand, True Juice, we promote a healthy lifestyle. We promote choices. We do. And so we have our no sugar added 100% juice category. And of course we do vegetable juices like our green juice and our beetroot juice. And just in making sure that we provide healthy choices, it's also about healthy living. And I feel like healthcare is our right. Healthcare is your right. You should have access to good healthcare. And so it's important for us to partner and be able to contribute to the community, and in particular, Linstead Hospital and the purchase of medical equipment. Majority of our staff is from the St. Catherine area. And so this is a major hospital within the St. Catherine area. And we want to make sure we're contributing to the sustainability of the hospital. They've been in existence for 100 years, and we want to be a part of the next century with the hospital and know that True Juice, Tradewind Citrus, we have made a contribution to that.
To be the first female, it feels very good. The course was very, very, very nice. I think it's fantastic. It's a beautiful example of health and great support for those premature kids. Yes, definitely. I will be back next year. I love it.
Well, the True Juice 5K, felt good, but it was rough. The aim in my race is to cut down the time. I did 1 hour, 7 minutes last year, so I wanted to go under 1 hour. Difference was I'm a bit fitter this time. So it was a bit easier. To the people that missed this event, they missed a good one. It was great.
20K cycle, deadly. It was rough. It's my first time doing it. I didn't know what to expect in terms of doing the cycling, because it's been years since I've even jumped on a bicycle. So right now, I think it's a new experience for me. I started the track at about 8 o'clock. What time is it now? About 10 o'clock. See? And it's my first time, so I'm saying do some practice runs first, because that's why it's no walkover. Try to finish about an hour. Don't make everybody run past me, but then I see grandma moving past me, a 10-year-old moving past me. I'll be like, okay, they're fit. I'm just getting there. I think it's a good cause. Whenever you have the chance to be able to support an organization or entity, I think it's worth supporting. So kudos to True Juice. And next year, I think I'll definitely be here again.
That's it from us here at the beautiful Tradewind Citrus Farm here in Bog Walk, St. Catherine. Until next time, I'm Jamila Maitland for Business Access TV, serious about business.
That's just a taste of what's lined up for you in today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. We have an interesting show planned, so don't go anywhere.
Why go on, Jay?
No go on, general, no school, no work, no nothing.
Check this out. Maybe it can help you. There's some go.
Are you between 18 and 24? Have you dropped out of school to look for work? Improve your chances by joining the National Service Corps. We will get you trained and certified and give you the start you need. This program has been designed to equip you with the core skills and support to succeed in the world of work. Grab your opportunity now. Apply for the National Service Corps program. Get trained, get certified, get ready for work. For more information, contact a Heart Trust NTA or National Youth Service office.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, November 9. The government is looking to institute the proposed National Disaster Risk Financing Policy by next year. The development of the policy was approved by Cabinet on Tuesday, and it will target pre- and post-disaster interventions. It aims to position the government and wider society to better plan for and finance damage and losses resulting from natural disasters such as hurricanes and drought. In making the announcement, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke says initial policy analysis and preparation will start in January 2019. Public consultation and the tabling of a green paper is set for March 2019.
This is a very aggressive but necessary timeline because we want to ensure that prior to the expiration of our current standby arrangement with the fund, we have at least a strategy in place, a policy in place that's been tabled in Parliament, debated in Parliament, and accepted, and becomes our national disaster financing risk policy.
Minister Clarke was addressing a joint public forum with the World Bank on Wednesday, looking at facing the fiscal risk of natural disasters. Documents presented reveal that between 1993 and 2003, Jamaica encountered 26 natural disasters, which resulted in losses and damage of $285.9 billion Jamaican dollars. The finance minister says the policy will ensure disaster resilience and planning becomes part of the public investment approach. He says the World Bank is offering technical support to develop the policy, while the Inter-American Development Bank is providing grant funding. Jamaica's new Building Act will become law on January 15, 2019. After more than a decade of discussions, the legislation was passed this year. It calls for the establishment of a Building Advisory Council, a Building Appeals Tribunal, and a Building Practitioners Board. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says the act will be fully enforced when the government is able to fill the posts on these boards.
We have started the process of appointing members to these boards, and we are awaiting the response regarding the nominations of persons to serve from the various associations named in the Act as the contributing partners.
Minister McKenzie says the review of instruments, regulations, and procedures stipulated by the Act will also be completed soon. He was speaking recently at the ministry's quarterly press briefing. Students at the Hazard Primary School in Clarendon now have access to sidewalks and a pedestrian crossing, courtesy of the X Marks the Spot initiative. The new road safety features were unveiled on Wednesday. Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, Michael Henry, praised the initiative, which he says will better protect our children and raise awareness about responsible road use.
I would remind you all that children are the future of our country. In this regard, safeguarding our children ultimately means safeguarding our future. The unveiling being done here today is timely, as we are experiencing avoidable road fatalities.
Under the X Marks the Spot initiative, the government has partnered with UNICEF and the JN Foundation to install similar road infrastructure at 18 schools across the island. The schools were selected after a child road safety assessment was done to identify zones where children are most vulnerable to incidents of road traffic crashes and injuries. Government is collaborating with the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women, UN Women, to develop a No Excuse for Abuse public education campaign. The campaign is one of the initiatives outlined in a 3-year Memorandum of Understanding between the government and the UN Women Multi-Country Office of the Caribbean.
Included in this MOU is the funding of the No Excuse for Abuse campaign. The No Excuse for Abuse campaign will take the anti-violence message to communities across the country. We will empower women and men, confront all notions about a woman's place, and encourage behavior change among women and men.
The Memorandum of Understanding was signed in September for the implementation of the National Strategic Plan to eliminate gender-based violence in Jamaica. This is a 10-year program which will focus on 5 priority areas: prevention, protection, intervention, legal procedures, and protocols for data collection. Minister Grange, who was addressing the House of Representatives on Tuesday, commended the international and local partners for their continued support to end gender-based violence in the country. And finally, the Ministry of Health will continue to carry out malaria prevention measures after treating a vessel from Nicaragua that was intercepted in Jamaican waters with persons on board diagnosed with the virus. Last week, the Coast Guard seized the vessel, which had 93 males on board. Subsequently, the Kingston and St. Andrew Health Department executed the standard operating procedures for clinical and public health assessment. 2 persons were diagnosed with malaria, and a third was identified on a subsequent assessment. They were isolated and treated at the Kingston Public Hospital. The ministry says vector control activities, including disinfection of the vessel, were conducted and are ongoing as per standard operating procedures. Jamaica was returned to the malaria-free list in 2012 after an outbreak in 2006. And while the country has seen cases of imported malaria each year, the last local case was in 2009. The Ministry of Health is encouraging citizens to help keep Jamaica malaria-free by reporting any unofficial entry of foreigners to public health officials. For further information, persons may contact the Ministry of Health at 1-800-1-LOVE. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the idling. You think I saw? We reach our aging. I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
So we all know it's Youth Month, and the theme for this year's celebration is Level Up. But what does this mean? Well, it's really a call to action for young people to see what they can do better, what more they can give, and what more they can be. Here's an example of a bright young lady who is living that.
Not very often we get a chance to meet junior broadcasters like yourself or a junior broadcaster like yourself. And so it gives me great pleasure and quite an honor to sit and talk with you today. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
My life in broadcasting actually started at Almonton Primary School, where the former principal, Mrs. Candalee Crooksmith, identified that I had a passion in speaking. And in speaking, I mean, I was very talkative in class, and she wanted me to learn how to use my voice in a positive way. So that's where I found the Kids Hub Media Network, a non-profit organization where we seek to give kids, tweens, and teens an opportunity to share their voice. And I became a part of that organization, and my life in broadcasting just took full speed there from there.
So when you were given that opportunity, how did that make you feel?
I felt amazing because now learning how to use my voice in a positive way, I am better able to interact with others, I have better communication skills, and I just find myself being a better individual.
Do you believe that you found your passion?
Yes, I have found one of my passions.
One of the passions.
Of journalism. Yes. But I just love being on camera and having a mic and letting my voice be heard. And what I love about journalism is that it helps you to be a current and well-rounded individual.
Your opportunity which you were given to be a part of the President Obama visit to Jamaica, what are some of the other issues that you're able to deal with as a junior broadcaster?
I'll mainly focus on the confidence that the young boys and girls may have in themselves. Bullying, we recently spoke about bullying in schools and how that affects others, and just how to be the best you in all that you can do.
And how are you able to strike a balance between, obviously you're doing well academically here at St. Hugh's and being a junior broadcaster, how are you able to strike the balance between both?
I'm doing my best at the time management because it's not an easy concept to grasp for me, but I am still trying. And it's just a blessing, I guess, when some people ask me how do I manage this and multi-talents, and I just organize myself well and try to cover a lot in the time I'm given.
And so you live in a single parent household, but aren't mothers amazing to provide the nurture and the care and the love and the kind of motivation? But there's something else. What is that other little thing that keeps you motivated outside of your mother's encouraging words?
I would have to say, I would have to give it all to God, that He keeps me going, because many times you're gonna feel demotivated and that you can't go on, but then you just remember where you're coming from and where you are now, and you actually feel proud of yourself, not overconfident, yes, but in that essence to say you are thankful and that you can't wait to see where you are to go in the future. So I would have to give it all to God. What
is the one lesson that you've learned having been a junior broadcaster? And how has that one lesson, changed your life or impact your life in a particular way?
I have learned to accept failure, and it wasn't an easy process. Failure is not anything that anybody would be comfortable with, but it's something that goes hand in hand with success, and that's what I've learned over time being a junior broadcaster. It has just been helping me in my growth as a junior broadcaster, and just how to handle criticism, and to just, you don't take it negatively but turn it into a positive way in order to bloom you and to just allow you to become the individual that you should be.
Right. What's the one message you would like young boys and young girls who are watching this program to walk away with?
To try. So that's what I would want them to walk away with. Never give up on your dreams and always aspire to be the best you that you can be, and to just aspire to achieve greatness and always put God first.
And so I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much.
Yeah,
and it really was a pleasure talking with you and to you. And from one broadcaster to the next, I'd like to just encourage you to continue to do what you're doing with great passion. And if you want to become successful, more successful and great in the business, then that inner passion must always be like a candle, burning, never out. But the flame is constantly burning. That when you think about all the things that you want to accomplish, you feel so good inside, and you're filled with so much joy. When you have that kind of passion, there's longevity. So I wish you all the very best, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Hear this, youth, older people, mature people, anyone who is listening right now, don't wait for extraordinary moments. Seize small opportunities and make them great. I've learned that through this experience. So if you have an idea, there's something that you want to do and you have not sought out an avenue, trust me, the time is now. Get it done.
So you saw part 1 of our 2018 JIS Heritage School Tour Roundup yesterday. Well, as promised, we have part 2 for you today.
You can get it if you really want, but you must try, try and try.
try and try. You'll succeed at last. Undoubtedly, songs like these are a great part of our heritage. Welcome to part 2 of the JIS Heritage Tour. I'm Sandra Clark. Stay with us.
You can get it if you really want.
Yeah.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last.
As we've done in years past, the JIS team used the annual Heritage School Tour to spread cultural awareness among those who hold our nation's future in their hands. For part 2 of the tour, we journeyed to Portland, St. Mary, Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland.
It is good for us to be here. Thank you so much for allowing us to come to visit you.
No drink cocoa tea, mango time, turpentine, large and fine, mango time, in the eyes of the mango crop, when the fruits them are ripe and drop, wash your pot, turn them down, mango time, mango time.
The students of Orange Bay Primary School in Portland had us rocking to their electrifying, culturally rich offerings.
Education for life, that me rather. So thanks to me mother and me father. Study me a study forget the mark ya come. Me no want nobody come boss me master. The key to success I must confess. I marks in a school, release my stress when exam time. I no guess me go guess cause me want have me own money express. Me skyscraper and me elevator. One limousine and me Land Cruiser. So when my friend them a play, me a study master cause education for life for that me rather.
Sister Parish St. Mary was our next stop, and they sure kept the vibes coming.
Your name, deliver your mercies. Whenever I fall, you lift me up. Glory to thee, oh God.
What a nice way to say welcome from the Maroons' traditional communication instrument. Yeah man, we were impressed with the students of Scottsall Primary's knowledge and use of our culture. We said Little Later Eastern Jamaica and Wagwan Trelawney. That's right, Falmouth Primary. Nobody guani, and nobody come a Bendong market, come feel up.
When the roll is called out, I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof, but it's required to be on the front line. You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll.
Cedric Titus left us feeling like they could vie for top honors on any musical competition show. St. James was our next stop, and the students at the schools we visited didn't disappoint.
This means that
oh me trial now, ma. That maga girl Wingy want put me in a cas. I'm big lion Tory. She said come call me the other day. And when I got my child, the whole family get around me like I was cursing them. Them say somebody tell me story. And she tell her daughter that Lou they walk about and define her character. And there's somebody what tell me story. So there's somebody what know Wingy. So Wingy tell that somebody, and that somebody must be me.
After saying farewell to St. James, we made our way to a parish where the people are warm and the climate is even more inviting. The students even displayed some traditional items. We ended our school tour in Westmoreland, and the gates of Ferris Primary School were wide open to welcome the JIS team.
Won't you help me sing this song of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song.
And during our rap session, we were left impressed with the students' knowledge of things Jamaican.
I learned that Jamaica was also called Examaica.
Nice. All right, here you go.
I learned that Rio Minho in Clarendon is the largest river in Jamaica.
On behalf of the Jamaica Information Service, we want to thank you and your staff and all the students of Ferris Primary for having us here today.
So guess what? We've finally come to the end of this year's JIS Heritage Tour. It doesn't mean that you should stop celebrating our Jamaican culture. Remember, one love, one family, one heritage.
And I was raised resilient people, a tropical island. Oh yeah. And I learned to smile. Here I learned what love is. Authentic Jamaica, the happiest island, oh yes. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican, we are Jamaicans. Hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican. The energy is high. Our people proud and strong. When we stand together, we're rising for better. Oh yeah. We're many but one. Together we will strive, and unity's our strength. We rise from much struggles, oh yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello, hello.
ones that really love you will smile the way right through. Or third millennium, I really like you, forever love you. We are wonderfully great, but happiness at home. Now, tomorrow, forever. I really like you, forever love you. Jamaica, 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 Jamaica. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican. 'Cause I was born here. And I was raised here. Sunshine Jamaica, my blessed Jamaica. Mighty one, oh, I bless our land always, for strength and our vigor, with love and our courage, oh yeah. So let's remind ourselves and tell the world hello, hello. I'm a Jamaican. We are Jamaicans. Hello. Hello. I'm a Jamaican.
And just like that, we have arrived at the last page of today's magazine. But don't worry, you can turn the pages with us again tomorrow and every day after. While you wait, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for our daily video uploads and news stories. You may also follow us on all our social media sites for the latest information on government initiatives and programs. I'm Audrey. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Tune in this Friday for Chill Spot, where we'll be featuring Cherie Martin, Senior Vice President of Energy Delivery at JPS.
I believe we all have both sides to us in terms of masculine energy, feminine energy. When the two come together, it's a beautiful harmony, it's a beautiful balance. And as individuals, we really should strive to nurture both.
We are serious about the business of real estate, so catch Home Sweet Home Sundays at 4:30 p.m. or if you missed it, check our website at batvja.com.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
It's another PSOJ President's Forum, and in the spotlight today is Group General Counsel and Corporate Secretary at NCB's Financial Group, Mr. Dave Garcia. I'm your host, Andrew Laidley, and Business Access TV is here to bring you the highlights, so stay with us.
It's my pleasure as Honorary Secretary of the PSOJ to welcome you here this morning for another month's staging of the much-anticipated PSOJ President's Forum. We know that, and as I was saying to Dave this morning, reputational risk is essentially something that can't be bought. It needs to be practiced every single day in all of our businesses, regardless of industry. Dave is going to be speaking this morning on the topic titled, A Name That's Better Than Gold, the Value of Good Business Practices. And we should all be mindful that the business practices a company chooses to adopt or implement has the potential to either catapult it forward or plummet it into the depths of failure. And that's why it is so important for all of us to keenly listen to Dave's comments this morning, because as we all know, a reputation, once earned and it's good, it's very difficult to regain reputational strength once you have lost it. And I think it's going to be very important as we go forward in this highly competitive environment not to lose the sense that developing good relationships within our businesses, customer service, our reputation, all of those things, regardless of the kind of profit that we're seeking, are the fundamental issues that we need to keep near and dear to our hearts as we drive our businesses forward.
CNW Business Infrastructure Solutions offer modern, tailored, and agile solutions for computing and storage, with rich tools to help organize, automate, and report on critical business tasks. CNW makes it easy to employ the latest technology to work for you, like your staff, with zero capital expense. Hire what you need when you need it. Our solutions run in our data center fabric, so your business processes and information remain protected at all times. Coupled with our wireless and wired network solutions and securities, we can help keep you connected to the heart of your business, even in the eventuality of disasters or unplanned outages. Whether you're suffering from a disaster, we would like to speak with you about disaster business continuity planning. We have solutions to ensure that your processes run smoothly. When acts of God do occur, CNW is the leading provider of IT disaster recovery and data center solutions in our region. We would love to help you remain current with the IT infrastructure, and we strongly encourage business continuity services, and we would like you to come and discuss them with us to see how our solution specialists can help you to prepare your business for the unforeseen.
For the past 10 years, NCB Group, through the NCB SME brand, has without fail supported the PSOJ President Forum. As a co-sponsor with CNW Business, we have been given a unique platform that helps to facilitate an often insightful roundtable breakfast discussion with you all, who make up the backbone and the faces of various local industries and business. In speaking about entrepreneurship, co-founder of Behance, Scott Belsky, said, "It is not about ideas, it is about making ideas happen." A good entrepreneur simply does not envision his plan, but he works to execute it. And when he does, he is proud that he has used his own hands, his own mind, and his own passion to make something out of nothing. It is zeal and a drive like that which reflect the passion that spearheads successful managers and businessmen and women to be stalwart entrepreneurs. The type of stalwart entrepreneurs who NCB is especially proud to honor. To recognize extraordinary work being done by the entrepreneurs, NCB began its Nation Builder Awards program, aptly named the NBA Awards program 10 years ago. And this year we are especially proud because we celebrate our 10th anniversary in December. The NBA, this is an initiative. Thank you. The Nation Builder Awards is an initiative to acknowledge and celebrate NCB's SME customers. These are the small and medium enterprise customers. The program seeks to highlight outstanding entrepreneurial performance, sound business practices, and the SME contribution to community development. The awards has 3 categories, which is open to applicants. First, the Nation Builder Award. This award goes to the most outstanding entrepreneurial performance by an established business who should be an NCB customer and who has demonstrated clear and significant contribution to community development. In addition to rewarding the efforts of established businesses, the program also features the Innovation Award and the Young Entrepreneur Award. The Innovation Award, this salutes a business that has used creativity, including but not limited to technology, to introduce a new product, tap into a new market, or to gain competitive advantage. The Young Entrepreneur Award. This recognizes a business that has been in operation for up to 3 years with commendable business performance, strong community impact, and whose principal is 35 years old and under. And I'm sure there are many of you sitting here this morning, so as you listen, I trust that you will go grab at entering the competition this year.
The Nissan X-Trail with All-Mode I Technologies. No matter what the road throws at you, your story starts here.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Tune in this Friday for Chill Spot, where we'll be featuring Cherie Martin, Senior Vice President of Energy Delivery at JPS.
I believe we all have both sides to us in terms of masculine energy, feminine energy. When the two come together, it's a beautiful harmony, it's a beautiful balance, and as individuals we really should strive to nurture both.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
This is Weekend Business Report. Economic windfall,
unsecured loans,
alleged corruption,
follows the closure. If they made this investment,
brokers
strive to increase revenues.
These sorts of answers.
Financial meltdown.
Here are the week's final. Here's Garth. News Roundup.
Keneal, it's back to you.
That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, Saturdays and Sundays.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene. Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad. Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Reputational risk, as I think most persons in this organization would know, is the risk of loss resulting from damage to a firm's reputation, obvious enough. This damage can come in many forms. It can be lost revenue, it can be lost opportunities, it can be increased costs, operating capital, increased regulatory costs. It can be the destruction of shareholder value. It can happen in many ways. It can happen through adverse litigation. Even if you win the litigation, you can still suffer the reputational loss just from going through it. Because we can win that battle but lose the war of the damage that's done to the name. You know, I think about the litigation that's sometimes needed, litigation sometimes being needed to contain the risk of loss. And I remember when I was leaving Miles Stretcher and Gordon in 2007, coming to, I thought, a more, how should I say, a more private and in the background life at NCB. Marcia laughs at me. Maybe she knew better at the time. Well, I didn't. But within a few months of coming to NCB, I was thrust into the middle of disputes, well-known disputes that NCB was having at the time with certain unregulated investment schemes. And like the Winslow incident, it was a battle in the courts and a battle of public relations. And I became involved in both, although obviously the PR battle part was something that was previously quite foreign to me. So we had a costly exercise on our hands. And being newly responsible for the legal team, I felt the full brunt of that cost as I well blew my first budget that I had designed, that we were going to come within, and I was going to, at the end of the year, be evaluated and say, yes, cost containment, operates within budget, tick, 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 excellent. And there it was, I was way, way over. We were going to, with one entity, we were going to the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal. With another, we went to the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, the Privy Council twice before finally being successful somewhat. And eventually, but why were we doing this? One was because we felt that there was indeed a cause of justice that we had to defend, but also because this thing had escalated in such a way that it became about NCB and what NCB meant and what NCB stood for and what were NCB's values. And what exactly was the price tag that the legal department and the executives were to put on that? So we spent a little bit more money than I imagine Ronnie Winslow's family spent. And in the proportion of what we had to spend, obviously, it was not quite as significant, but it was, we felt, a necessary fact. But most of us would, I think, want to avoid the risk of loss, not just by getting into litigation and being successful, but by avoiding the litigation itself. And to do that, we have to go a little bit further. Our outlook has to be further ahead. We have to anticipate what are the things that persons are likely to have a challenge with. What are the things that we ourselves believe we need to be doing, that we understand to be the path of righteousness and integrity and honesty and good and justice. And our actions, therefore, have to pass that smell test. And we know that sometimes there are some gray areas where we have to scratch our heads and say, what should we do or what shouldn't we do? But in many cases, really, it's as simple as this. The right decision points one way and the wrong decision points another. And everything else in between very often is our justification for taking one path or the other. And so when we look at that, at making that right decision, we are talking about achieving some standard of practicing good ethics in business. I used to teach at the University of the West Indies. In the MBA program, I taught in 2 courses. One was legal and ethical aspects of business, and the other was business, government, and society. And in those courses, I ended up with 2 separate challenges in teaching a module within each of those courses. One was that I needed to teach some law relevant to business, and that became its own challenge because I had to condense all of these areas that were relevant into, a few hours that would be of use to students, and that could fairly be evaluated after they've, bearing in mind that this was a part of a section of a course. The other somewhat more daunting task was to teach this area on business ethics that I then had to go and do some reading on and learn about. And bear in mind, I was at that time a career lawyer, not in any corporate organization. And then I'm faced with this topic that, unlike most other things that we study, has no straight set principles that lead to a clear and specific answer. Instead, it has these competing theories about what's good and what's not, and what's right and what's wrong, and where do we get these ideas from? But as I was saying earlier, organizations, when we look at most of the case studies, go wrong not because they don't know what the right path is, but because they choose the wrong path and then choose a justification that goes with it to try to make it seem as if it was gray, when in reality it was black or white, and I've just tried to shade the two together. But when we do those things, we must consider what is the true cost of improper practices to a firm. Improper practices destroy value. Sometimes short term, more often long term. It destroys who we are. Internally and externally, it creates distrust. it deprives the organization of credibility with employees, with customers. Because when we then do the right thing, it's not perceived as doing it because it's right. Rather, we are being inconsistent and discriminatory because we did right by one person and wrong by another. It cuts off revenue opportunities as clients and potential clients start to question, is this an organization with which I really want to do business? Is this an organization from which I want to buy anything? What are my choices?
Mr. Garcia, when we look at the Jamaica Business Society, in terms of good practices, what do we see?
Well, we see that good business practices are important to long-term shareholder value. I think very often we focus a lot on the short term. We focus on the net income for the current year. But one of the things that we're really trying to ensure that we do is look at what's the value of the name, not just what it reflects on the book, but what it means for the ability of the business to sustain itself in the long term. A number of things are relevant to that. We look at practices around integrity, around honesty, good ethics. We also look at the question of how does an organization give to its employees, to the community in which it operates. Those are things which I think are important to sustaining the organization and the wider society in which it operates.
Do you think we have enough regulation in place to help good corporate governance to prevail?
I think we have a significant amount already. We have it's not really regulation, but we have obviously the PSOJ Corporate Governance Code, which is an important feature in the governance landscape in Jamaica. The Jamaica Stock Exchange also now has a corporate governance index, which they have recently introduced and are starting to use to evaluate organizations. We have some regulations that are relevant to good governance practices, but the truth is that when we look at corporate responsibility, we really are looking for persons to go beyond what's written in regulations. I'm not overly a fan of more regulation. I am more a fan of better practices, reducing the need for a regulator to say, I need to step in and curb this or curb that.
There's a sort of gray area when you talk about good and right. What would you suggest to small, maybe medium-sized business owners?
A lot of it is the smell test. You know, does it smell good? Does it smell bad? I think in many cases we do have a sense of what is right or wrong, and we can appeal to that. We shouldn't ignore it. To an extent, we understand how the public is going to react to what we're doing. I think in many cases the decisions are not as complicated as we make them sound. There are cases in which there is a complex matrix for decision making, where there are trade-offs. And I think the first thing is for us to be able to categorize our decision. Where does it fall? Is this a decision of integrity where there is zero tolerance, where the path that we must take is clear and must be taken regardless of the cost? Or are we dealing with the type of decision that needs us to weigh different factors? And that, I think, is a starting point. I think it gets a lot more complicated and a lot more involved. But I think the first step really is for us to be thinking about these things when we're making decisions. Very often, I think in the corporate world, some of the wider issues that have to do with long-term value can get overlooked.
That's it from us here at the PSOJ's President Forum. I'm your host, Andrew Laidley. Thanks for tuning in to Business Access TV, serious about business.
Tune in this Friday for Chill Spot, where we'll be featuring Cherie Martin, Senior Vice President of Energy Delivery at JPS.
I believe we all have both sides to us in terms of masculine energy, feminine energy. When the two come together, it's a beautiful harmony, it's a beautiful balance. And as individuals, we really should strive to nurture both.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show. And Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to make this little island better, safer, a place where we all can be proud to call home. It's time we all recognize that every little thing we do has an impact on the Jamaica we live in now and the country we're leaving for our children. So promise me this, promise yourself this. No more will we tolerate criminals, even if it's our relatives. Tell them they're doing something wrong. Tell them to stop. Tell them no more robbing our children of the Jamaica they deserve. Tell them no more crime.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
Hi, I'm Richard Panduit, CEO for the Separate Group of Companies. You're watching Business Access TV. We're serious about business.
Good evening and welcome to BATV News. I'm Keneal Gale. Investigations are continuing this evening into a Fly Jamaica crash in Georgetown, Guyana. The accident happened early this morning, leaving at least 10 people injured. The plane had 120 passengers and 8 crew members on board. Sashana Small has more.
Reports coming out of Guyana are that the flight departed Georgetown sometime after 2 a.m., heading to Toronto, Canada. But less than 30 minutes in, the pilot made contact with Guyana's air traffic control at the Cheddi Jagan Airport, requesting permission for an emergency landing. Air traffic control was told that the plane was experiencing problems with its hydraulic systems. The plane crash-landed, overshooting the runway, breaking through the perimeter fencing, and coming to a stop in a sand dune.
But he probably turned off of the concrete and went on to sand. The plane started to shudder, and we went into the plane crashed into the fence, the wire fence. And then they announced to, I don't remember the exact words, something meaning to evacuate immediately. And then I got up, then he hit something else and I fell down.
Another passenger said it all happened so fast.
In just a few minutes, the plane come down and you could hear it land good, but then it go and you feel it jockeying. And my husband said bend, so we bend. And then the next thing you know, the plane going, you hear shh. And the girls say, leave your baggage, and everybody run. They open the door. But
it's pretty scary for you guys. Yeah, it is. It is very, very scary. My wife is a very sickly woman. Her medication is on the plane right now.
82 Canadians, 35 Guyanese, 1 Pakistani, a Trinidadian, and an American, along with 6 crew members from Guyana and 2 from Jamaica were on board. Guyana's Minister of Public Infrastructure, David Patterson, told journalists that the injuries aren't life-threatening, but no information was provided as to which passengers were injured.
The injuries are back issues, somebody back, or back pains and those things like that. No reports of any broken bones or any such.
The Guyana Civil Aviation Authority is leading the probe, and the United States National Transportation Safety Board was notified.
The NTSB of the United States has been informed about the accident. They have designated a accredited rep already.
For BATV News, I'm Shoshana Small.
President of the Jamaica Institute of Architects, Christopher Liu, wants the government to provide more affordable housing for the ordinary Jamaican, instead of encouraging the development of high-rise apartments, which he argues most Jamaicans will not be able to afford. Mr. Liu was a guest on BATV's business discussion program On Point last evening. More in this report.
Christopher Liu says while the developers of high-rise complexes are marketing their apartments to young professionals, he doubts they will be able to afford it.
Developers are marketing to a target group who are not necessarily going to be owner-occupiers. So this young professional, who is a young professional? What does a young professional couple or co-joined in terms of to get a mortgage have to earn per month to be able to access a $200,000 US unit? Because a lot of these developments are being quoted in hard currency.
He therefore wants more affordable housing for Jamaicans in the capital city.
Where is affordable housing that the ordinary citizen, there's a person called the ordinary citizen who is complaining that they can't access a home from NHT. Where are the private sector solutions? They're out in Old Harbour. Clarendon and St. Catherine, they are driving motor vehicle acquisition because you need to get to your work and school.
He says these developers should also take into account the road network of the city.
Infrastructure, road network, traffic impact assessments. When you have apartment buildings, the assumption is they drive.
He also argues that before these high-rise developments are built, more should be done to make the public transportation system more efficient.
Why is it that the public transportation system is not properly organized and robots are not removed from the system to allow the public transportation system to get the head count to be efficient. This is a JUTC card. I take the bus. So I personally can observe that if JUTC was allowed to operate with a full fleet, properly serviced, it could work.
In the meantime, Associate Professor of Urban and Regional Planning at the University of Technology, Dr. Carol Archer, says the development should also be based on current data, which will help developers determine the best locations.
It requires the data from, say, Civil Aviation Authority. The data that we're using now that informed the location of the Scotia Centre and others, outdated information, right? So we need to get the most current data, right? Where with the assistance of Civil Aviation Authority. And based on that analysis, we can be better able to determine the most ideal location.
For BATV News, I'm Shoshana Small.
120 young people are now working under the Red Stripe Project GROW program. Red Stripe's Total Productivity Manager, Dr. Cavell Francis Riney, made the revelation last evening on BATV's business discussion program On Point. Here's more.
Project GROW is Red Stripe's initiative to reduce its reliance on imported ingredients for its flagship product, Red Stripe beer. The company is therefore substituting imported high maltose corn syrup with locally produced cassava starch in the brewing process. Currently, Red Stripe has approximately 1,000 acres of land for cassava cultivation. The beer company also partners with farmers across the island to grow and supply cassava. Young people are also getting jobs on the Project GROW.
It's not just about the farmers, but we also train young people as farmers through Heart NTA to work on our farms. And to date, we have trained 120 young people, all employed to Red Stripe Farms, and also our processing plant.
Nice.
So we are having an impact not just on the farmers that we're partnering with, but also the young people that we're training. And we recruit the young people from the communities that our farms are located in.
Meanwhile, Dr. Francis Rines pointed out that Red Stripe's cassava farms are located in most parishes across the island.
We are pretty much in every parish except for Trelawney and St. James in terms of where we have farmers located. And we have 4 farms that are located in between St. Catherine and Clarendon that we operate.
She said currently, cassava starch substitutes 15% of imported high maltose corn syrup, but the company hopes to get to 40% substitution by 2020.
There's a symbiotic relationship between manufacturing and agriculture. And if you look at other industrialized countries, that relationship is very strong.
For BATV News, I'm Nordia Francis Williams.
And when we come back, NCB profits soar to record levels again. This and more after the break.
This is the new Tough Crossover. An exploring gear that pumps out your tough side. Strong and sturdy on the outside. Calm and comfort on the inside. This is Suzuki new SX4 S-Cross. Geared to explore.
On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, rejected. Caribbean islands say no to the Caribbean Court of Justice. That, plus company news, the top business stories, and latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
tune in this Friday for Chill Spot, where we'll be featuring Cherie Martin, Senior Vice President of Energy Delivery at JPS.
I believe we all have both sides to us in terms of masculine energy, feminine energy. When the two come together, it's a beautiful harmony, it's a beautiful balance. And as individuals, we really should strive to nurture both.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene.
Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad.
Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show. And Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV, serious about business. It's season 12 and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As the end of the year draws nigh and the celebrations begin, let us add some magic to the festivities with our BATV Christmas mix. Why settle for blah when you can have fa la 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 la? 60 advertising spots, 10 fraud spots. This $1.6 million package is all yours for only $45,000. Don't wait. Contact our sales team today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Our gift to you, BATV Christmas Mix. Offer valid until December 31, 2018.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Delighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Welcome back. NCB is reporting that its profits has soared to another record. The company says the financial year, which ended September 2018, saw profits topping a whopping 28 billion Jamaican dollars. Javon Keys has more.
The National Commercial Bank NCB Financial Group recorded its highest profit in history during the financial year, which ended September 30, 2018. The figure recorded was $28.6 billion. That's almost 50% above the figure achieved in the previous year. NCB is attributing the record profit to the strong performance across the group's 7 business segments and the execution of changes in several areas to transform how they provide financial solutions for their customers. Meanwhile, the company's operating income grew some 29%, amounting to $76.5 billion. This was as a result of gains from foreign currency and investment activities, which increased by 102%. The acquisition and consolidation of Clarence assets also impacted the figure. In the meantime, operating expenses over the period saw a $12 billion growth, amounting to $50.4 billion. NCB says this increase was as a result of investments in digitization and the implementation of the Agile methodology across the organization. The group's loan and advances totaled $372.6 billion. That's an increase of $154 billion or 70% compared to the corresponding period last year. NCB's group CFO Dennis Cohen says the company is pleased with its performance and the management is confident that the growth will spill over into 2019. The company will also continue to do work to build out its IT infrastructure, in addition to the billions of dollars already spent to ensure customers' safety. For BATV News, I'm Javon Keys.
Meanwhile, LASCO achieved revenues of over $2 billion at the end of the second quarter, and the 6 months up to September 30, 2018. The unaudited figures were released in the company's second quarter unaudited financial statements. Here's more.
For the second quarter, which ended September 2018, LASCO Manufacturing Limited achieved revenues of just over $2 billion. That's a 4% increase over the figure recorded for the corresponding period last year. This growth was primarily due to an increase in sales volume. Operational profit for the period was $364 million. That's a 36% increase above the $267 million achieved in the previous year. Administrative expenses were $344 million. That's 5% less than the figure recorded in the previous year. This was as a result of an improved expense-to-sale ratio of 16.6%. Net profit also increased, coming in 31% more than the similar period last year. Meanwhile, for the 6 months up to September 30, the company achieved revenue of $3.8 billion. That's up from the $3.5 billion recorded for the same period last year. Operating profit was $667 million, while net profit was $503 million. LASCO Manufacturing Limited says its capital investment for the period was focused on the continued build-out on their new 65,000 square feet warehousing facility, which should have been completed last month. For BATV News, I'm Norda Francis Williams.
The latest in a series of tours of manufacturing plants by Industry and Commerce Minister Orde Shaw saw him going to Ada Manufacturing in Portmore this afternoon. The minister says the tours will help his ministry better understand the needs of the companies so they can provide support to increase exports where possible. Jamila Maitland was on the tour.
Ada Manufacturing is the largest manufacturer of detergents in Jamaica. The company, which makes laundry soaps and dishwashing liquids, holds the largest portion of Jamaica's detergent market.
They are the only manufacturer, genuine manufacturer of detergents in Jamaica. We took a look at the range of products that you have on display. Some you manufacture in Jamaica, some you import. I'm sure that over time you will manufacture even more things in Jamaica and import less.
However, while referencing the recent Global Competitiveness Report published by the World Economic Forum, which saw Jamaica slipping 9 places to 79th, Minister Shaw conceded that the island needs to increase export. However, he was quick to point out that there are several challenges which his ministry will have to address.
For too long, in certainly past couple of decades, 2 to 3 decades, we have had policies that have militated against competitiveness. For instance, the cost of money. Interest rates have been too high, and that's been coming down now.
Meanwhile, Commissioner at the Jamaica Customs Agency, Velma Ricketts Walker, says Customs will be restructuring its business relations with the manufacturing industry. This, she says, will reduce hiccups and increase international trade efficiency for businesses.
We are trying to ensure that we understand business to continue to effectively facilitate business. So when we do this tour, we get an opportunity to interact personally with the business players, see what challenges they have, and to see how best we can help to mitigate those challenges, especially if those challenges directly impacts the flow of their import or export. So it is important for us to be a part of that.
For BATV News, I'm Jamila Maitland.
The 72-hour labor withdrawal notice given to the Transport Authority by Vice President of the National Workers Union NWU, Arthur Grant, expired earlier today. But the workers didn't take industrial action. Mr. Grant told BATV News that the management of the Transport Authority and the union have reached an understanding and they're awaiting feedback from the Finance Ministry before proceeding further. The NWU Vice President explained that in April, the union wrote to the Transport Authority after several of its members working as route inspectors raised concerns about working beyond their 6-month probationary period without any word from management about their possible confirmation. The workers noted that this was a breach of the Transport Authority's policy as they have satisfied job requirements as well as performance evaluations, which should have led to their confirmation. The NWU raised the issue with the management of the Transport Authority, citing the fact that the workers were being denied several benefits. The union said the threat to strike was a result of the Transport Authority not responding to several letters. The NWU Vice President further explained that the authority had agreed to have the persons confirmed in their posts, but they missed the deadline to do so. However, he told BATV News this evening that after a meeting today, the union and the Transport Authority have agreed on the terms and new deadlines to have the workers confirmed in their posts. Stay with us. Regional and international stories are up next.
Welcome to The Business Year. The Business Year is a global media group specializing in economic news and business intelligence. We bring our readers first-hand